Working?
Yeah.
This one's loose. I mean the beam. Usually I'll just go down one line, you know, and do the whole thing just because it lets me repeat the same operation at the same height, you know, without having to think about what I'm doing. Although, you know, I'm always concentrating quite a bit, which is why I've taken breaks, even though our break hour is at 10:30. You know, we started work probably at like 8:30. Yeah, thanks, man. But for this one, you know, in Japanese construction, this is probably even common in America. You know, we've got these heavy bars, which the lighter aluminum ones are clamped into, and these screws are left over from when this job was gutted. What they did then is they broke through the concrete board, and taking off the concrete board reveals all the insulation behind it, which needed to be taken out since the flood from the tsunami probably went all the way up to the ceiling, honestly. You know, you can see over there that the impact of the tsunami was enough to actually rend up that wall off the foundation, and there's signs of impact on the other side of the room as well, from when it came over here and pushed into the left. Of course, the water took a little while to recede, but even if it didn't, everything in the wall will have been destroyed, including the electric. If it's not rusted now, it will be rusted in terms of even the electrical devices. So the outlets have to be removed, and the wiring has to be cut back all the way to where the water didn't reach, which means basically the ceiling. And what I'm doing here is I'm just removing all the screws that were not taken out during the last job. And basically we've had to do the entire wall, which is what you saw when he swept the camera previously. You know, just taking out the screws, it's, you know, it's basically like, you know, brainless work, but I've had to do this a couple of times. One time I did this down near Sakari at a dry cleaning place that needs gutting. And the way I figured out is if you just wiggle the screws a little bit, it'll loosen up the threads, which makes it a lot easier to take it out by hand. Some people will use a pair of dikes and just turn the dikes around the screw and unscrew it, which is really clean. But the fact is that these holes are never going to be used again. You can see that they're rusted out. So, you know, even if the wall comes back on here, it doesn't really matter. Even if it kind of puckers a little bit. A lot of work has to be done here, but basically our job is to take care of everything that the carpenter does not have to do, but which has to be removed. So, I mean, that's the story.